climb every hill with the sun on our backs. We take our stand, uncovering treasures buried in this land. This gold fever's got us running wild in the heart of the land. We feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams never alone.
Hello, welcome everybody. Gold Fever Radio. It is now Wednesday, April. What is today? The 2nd? April 2nd? April Fools is long gone upon us. And here we are ready to rock and roll. Let me bring in all of our guestly people here. How's that? Let's just get the party started early. There's everybody is.
Look at us all.
Look at your Mark Nye, Steve Collier, Jay Bolfer, Mike B. Hello, welcome, guys. So, Mr. Clint, Mr. Goldclaw himself.
Fun. Good to be here.
Yeah. So tonight's entertainment is brought to you by Goldclaw. Tonight's beverage is brought to you by Mark and Karen Nye. See, I'm drinking NAs. NA.
Good for you.
Yeah, my doctor told me to drink NA, so I switched to NAs.
Yeah.
So what's up, Lisa? What's up?
What's up? Well, let me get my handy dandy book here. Okay. Today, April the 2nd, is National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. You don't have any of that.
No, I
You
don't like
eat
peanut
that.
butter and jelly.
It's also National Walking Day. You could demonstrate that.
I could demonstrate a banjo, but that's
No, that's not National Banjo. It's also National Do-It-Yourself Day.
well, I've been doing a lot of that.
And National Ferret Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can tell you that gold is at 31.64.10.
Woo-wee.
Ooh.
Holy cow.
Oh man, what? It just went crazy. Highest it's ever been, 31.64. Silver's at 33.87. That's what matters. Josh Cooper, Jillian Berry. Hello, welcome as people are starting to pop into the rooms there.
So when I researched famous birthdays for today, almost everybody that most people would know are dead.
Know who?
That most people famous birthdays today, most people are dead. Casanova, Hans Christian Andersen, Buddy Epson, you know who that is, right?
No, before my time.
No.
Fred Clampett.
Oh, yeah, that's before my time.
Okay. Jack Webb, Dragnet?
Yeah, he was Adam 12.
No, Dragnet.
Oh.
Marvin Gaye.
Dum.
You know Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
Leon
He sang it
Russell.
through the grapevine.
Yeah. Leon Russell.
He
And
did it
Ron
on a
Palillo.
tightrope.
You know who Ron Palillo is
No.
or was? Welcome Back, Kotter. Did you watch that show?
Back, Cotta. I like Mrs. Cotta.
No, it wasn't Mrs. Kotter. This Ron Palillo was Horseshack.
I think everybody liked Mrs. Cotta. We just tuned in to see
Mr. Kotter did not like Mrs. Kotter.
But everybody else liked Mrs. Cotta.
No, they did not get along. That's
Everybody
why
else
she was
liked
gone
her.
in the second season.
Who was?
Mrs. Kotter.
She was gone in the second season?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow, that's too bad. I
He
didn't know
get
that.
along with her.
Whoa.
Good evening. Did you get selected, Jack? Megan, Mega Silver Slacker. I had never heard anything, so probably not, I guess.
Well, today is not yesterday, but April Fool's Day around here is a big deal. My
What do you
daughter
do?
shows up. She hauls a big load of stuff up, disappears in the middle of the night, and we wake up and the whole house is April Fooled from end to end. And it's the most tasteful, cute things you've ever seen. She's so clever.
She decorated your house?
Yeah, like this year it was all a goose theme, geese all over the place. I found one on top of my camera when I came in here to set up for the show. Just decorations everywhere.
So they just put decorations all over?
Yeah, space themes. She doesn't do too many of the tricks, the jokes that make you scream. Every now and then you'll see something, but not so bad. They're just really tasteful, fun stuff. It's a big deal. It's an annual tradition we have.
Well, that's fun. So who decides they're going to be the one doing the jokes?
It's always her.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes she recruits a brother or two, but it's always her. It's her thing.
Stephen Blevins, Roland Saxton. Yeah, so I went up on the hill this morning just to see what kind of damage everybody was doing up there. They're moving some dirt. But yesterday, I know that, or the day before, was it, over an ounce nugget was found up there, and then some smaller pieces. And so they're still finding gold. Half bucket, what's that? Jade's Adventures from New Zealand. Wow. All the way from New Zealand.
Wowie, wow.
Hi, all. Welcome. Yeah, we don't hold that against anybody. I was going to try to go live on Instagram, but yeah, I don't see where I can go live on Instagram. I was going to try to go live on Instagram.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No?
No.
I don't even see where you can go live on Instagram. But I wanted to see about.
Down.
Huh?
It'll probably shut the whole show down. Hit the wrong.
Yeah, button. I better not do that. I'll just get out of Instagram thing. I forgot to try to do that. Mike Bush, hello. Yeah. So you follow 315830. Do you follow gold, Clint?
You mean like the price?
Yeah.
I check in every now and then. I can't believe that it's over 3,000. I want to buy more, but man, at that price.
Ouch.
I'm glad I bought some last year when it was around 22.
Yeah, well, if you buy it now, then next year you'll be saying the same thing. I sure wished I would have bought more.
I just can't believe it. Blows my mind.
So everybody should know what Clint is famous for. What is Clint famous for? These Gold Claw gold pens. How many gold claws you got out?
I got out? What do you mean?
How many gold claws have you sold?
I don't know. Thousands and thousands.
No, the different model. You got what? 3
Oh,
models?
there's 3 different types. I've got the pocket-sized one, the original, which is kind of your normal-sized one, the one you were just showing, and then the big one. That big one is the big one. We call that the production pan.
Yeah. I have one of them outside, but I didn't bring that in here.
Did you see what the guy from New Zealand said? It's $5,400 an ounce there.
Wow.
That makes no sense.
Well,
they
just like
come here and buy it.
It's higher in Australia too, because their dollars are different.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah. 4K by the end of the year. Wish silver would jump. Prospector Pete, hello again. Yes, I'm giving you the 51, 50, 31, 54. I'm giving you
do you think Prospector Pete looks like your Prospector Pete?
Probably not.
Oh,
I got a Prospector Pete too.
you do.
I do. I think I deleted all my Prospector Pete's. Am I taking Prospector Pete or am I leaving Prospector Pete?
Why would you leave it?
I don't know.
The new guy's gonna wear it. Why would you leave it?
Yeah, I'll keep it. Prospector Pete will go with us.
Yeah,
I
that
just
makes
Googled
sense.
him. It says he's controversial. What's going on there?
Who's that?
Prospector Pete.
Oh,
I'm looking at a Cal State mascot. That must not be the one you're talking about.
oh no. I've got a Prospector Pete guy that's with the big head you put on. It's got the big beard.
Ah,
He's a gold panner. He's Prospector Pete.
nice.
Let me
And
see if I have a picture. I might.
I look like Uncle Festa,
Is
Prospector
that
Pete.
is that like the Stinky Pete from Toy Story? The Prospector toy?
Yeah, that's Woody or no, whatever his name is.
No, that little miner guy is like
Yeah.
Stinky Pete.
Who?
The little miner on the Toy Story. One of
Yeah.
the newer
What is he?
characters. Stinky Pete.
Stinky Pete.
Yeah, he's like a prospector.
That's probably one on Facebook. And the pictures of Facebook. Lisa.
I think I have pictures here. I'm looking. Keep yakking. I'm looking.
Oh, because mine, I cleaned house on all of my pictures, and where I'm at in this office, I must be like all metal roof and everything because I have a hard time getting out on the internet.
I look
So,
like Uncle Fester, he says.
Hobel Prospecting, hello, welcome. The so back to the thing. So the gold. When did you first come up with the gold claw pan?
Well, for those who haven't heard my story, I was the idea wasn't to pan at first. It was a method of separating. And my dad was a geologist, a gold mining geologist. And he was on a team, and he was the one finding the gold, and the rest of the team were trying to make the equipment work, and they were losing gold, and they knew it, and they were struggling with it. And one day I was in there listening to them, and they were cursing. And I'm like, well, tell me how your machine works. And they explained it to me, and I'm like, well, why are you separating gold that way? And basically, like most equipment does, is they were using water to wash away the lighter materials. And, instantly in my head, I'm like, well, that has all kinds of problems, because if your material is flat or if it's fine, your surface area, your volume to surface area ratio goes way down. And when that happens, you become easily washed up in the water. It floats away easy. Not so much floats, but it gets swept up in the water. And I was just like, Dad, you're mixing too many physics here. Now you got to balance it, because you got to have enough water to move the light stuff away, but not enough to move the fine and flat gold away. And that's part of why you're struggling. And it just occurred to me that they needed to use just gravity, only gravity, because then it doesn't care what the shape is. It only cares that it's gold and not some other material. And so that's when the idea hit me. But it probably wasn't till about 5-8 years later that I got a chance to actually prototype it. And so I went out to Alaska, did some gold mining up there with my dad, and was able to make some machines that use that principle, and they worked incredibly well. When you take out all the complexity of water flowing and all that surface area to volume ratio issues out, then all you're dealing with is the specific gravity of the gold. And it just made the gold drop out, regardless of whether it was fine gold or flat gold. It didn't matter. It just dropped out. And so that was using equipment. And then it occurred to me, all my testing of the equipment I did with a pan. And if you've ever like ran a sluice for a full week and all you've got left in the sluice are the worst of the worst, the black heavies, not just black sands, but the worst of the black sands are left in there. And you try to pan that, it's really miserable. And that's what I was dealing with, was panning through that. And it just took forever. And I'm like, why can't I have this technology on a gold pan to test my gold machine? And so went back from Alaska that winter and just decided to put that same technology into a gold pan. And so a normal gold pan, you swirl it, and that gets everything nice and liquid, and then you swish it. So you swirl and dip. So the swirling motion is what everybody's familiar with, but then you dip. Let me see if I can do this one assist. So then this is a green one. So you swirl it, and then you dip it in and out of the water. And that dipping motion, people call it like the waves of the ocean, different ways of describing it, but it's basically you're relying on the water moving out of your pan to pull the light material with it. And that's where you start to lose your gold. But with a gold claw, you don't dip it, you put it under the water and you leave it under the water. And the reason you want it underwater is because that being below the water makes everything buoyant, makes it lighter, but it also makes it a lot easier to put all that material into a state of liquefaction. And so instead of swirling it, you shake it side to side. And so these pans, the way these grooves are designed on the inside and the outside, are for side to side shaking. And so that's ideal because it keeps the gold from wanting to creep forward, but it also gives it enough action to put that material in a state of liquefaction so that gravity can take over. And what a lot of people will do when they don't do it quite right is they'll do big, wide, sloshy motions, and that's too sloshy. When you do really short but hard, fast shaking motions, that puts it in a perfect state. And then the gold, it just drops to the bottom. And then all the materials that aren't gold are going to get pushed up by the gold and flow right out. It's almost like pouring cream off of your milk. The dirt floats out and the gold stays right in the bottom. And the main reason I did it was to separate gold better, but what I found out was that it was also much faster. So just going through one of these pans takes me about 15 seconds, but typically most people can do it in under a minute. And as opposed to even a pro with a normal pan is going to be 3 minutes to get through it. And a beginner is going to be closer to 15 to 20 minutes if they get that far. Some of them give up. So pulls the gold out much better, and it is much faster. And any skill level can do it.
So then, so you've got this idea in your head, and you're thinking about it. So you got a normal round pan. So why did you come up with the idea of this type, the design of this pan, compared then to doing the same thing with the round pan with different riffles or designs or grooves?
Well, that all started back when I was engineering. So my background is engineering. I'm a mechanical, an electrical, and a firmware engineer. So I write software as well. And I spent a lot of time designing things like, some of you might be aware of the iOmega zip drive. That's something that I was part of the engineering team on. And so I had access to some really neat equipment. And so I started designing the machine that does the separation around a whole series of prototypes. The first few prototypes, I learned a lot about how you had to shake the material to get it to stay in the pan, but also move the dirt out. And I did try swirling. I tried all types of different actions. And the one that was by far the best was side to side. And so once I learned that the shaking had to be side to side, then I designed the pan around that motion. And so the pan is not a normal round pan shape. It's more oblong, and that's to facilitate that side to side shaking.
So I forgot where I was just going to go. Let's see. Rubber Ducky. Hello, Rubber Ducky Prospecting. And Richard, what does that say? Gromley?
Gormley.
Yeah, that's what I said. Hobo Prospecting. Red. Hello, guys. Welcome. So I think you can pan faster than with this pan than you can in a normal pan if you're speed panning.
Well, Yeah, that's what we discovered from it. That was not the original idea, but it's night and day difference in speed. And just to, Jack, you're a professional panner. You know about competition panning. Now we're not talking. Let's not talk about the classic Gold Prospectors of America pan, because they put these nuggets in that are so big, they're like peas. I mean, it takes just seconds to get those out. But when you're panning in a real competition and they're using that 50 mesh sized gold, how long does it take them to get through they usually do what, a 3-gallon bucket or a 5-gallon bucket, I think?
It depends on where you're at, but yeah, they have a 5-gallon bucket and you got to go through that whole thing. Yeah.
So how long does it typically take them to get through one of those? I mean, I know the answer, but I bet you do too.
8 minutes.
Oh. It takes them in a competition where they know exactly what they're sorting out, and the material's all pre-classified, ideal conditions. They're in a bin, everything's just right. They're getting down around a minute is where they're at. Most of them.
That's pretty good.
Pretty quick for 5 gallons. Down around a minute.
Absolutely, it is.
And that's with classified, knowing exactly what's in there. I mean, all those conditions are just right. And they still, some of them drop the gold out and stuff, but they're competing. So the ones that go fast and still manage to catch it all are pretty close to a minute. Well, I made a video a couple years back where I took river rock. So this is all sizes, no classification. So river rock. And so it had gravel, it had fine sand, it had black sand, everything in it. And I panned through a 5-gallon bucket, and I wasn't even trying that hard, but I panned through it in 40 seconds, right on the river. So that's what, because it's river rock, it's already pre-washed. It's not like clay where you have to sit there and wash it out. So if I'm doing clay or heavy black sands, I'm going to slow it down a little bit. But for classic river rock, it's pretty common for me to go through a 5-gallon bucket's worth in about a minute, which is your world-class competition speed panner's speed.
And that's using a pan with riffles too, right?
That's using a normal round pan, what they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess the point I'm making is that, well, let me put it this way. Most beginners are right around 20 minutes when they're first starting out, maybe 15 to 30 minutes. And most beginners on a gold claw pan can do it in about 2 minutes. So 10x the speed right there. And most people who pan a lot are right around 3 minutes on a normal size pan, and they can pan in under a minute. So 3 to 5x for somebody who's a seasoned panner. So it's a lot faster. So if you're panning all day long and you want to move 20 gallons of material, 20 buckets of material, you don't want to be out there for 5x the time or 10x the time. You want to be out there for as short a time as you can, moving as much dirt as you can so that you get more gold. And so that's the whole point of the production pan is you can put about 3 gallons in it, and it takes it, even though it's 3 gallons worth of material, it takes most people about a minute to go through it. And it takes me about 15 seconds to 30 seconds to go through that.
That's pretty fast.
For 3 gallons. That's really fast.
Well, I remember I know every state is different in speed panning, but Arizona, they use metal gold pans with no riffles.
Yeah, there's all different classes of competition. Most of them are, you have to use a specific type of pan, and then they have the open competition where you could actually take like a gold claw in.
Oh, yeah, no, here they were all just metal pans, and they'd put the dirt in, and they'd drop 5 nuggets in there, and fastest one, and you had to keep them. If you lost any of them, then you were eliminated.
Yep.
But they made it where you had to pan it all down, then flip that into another pan, and you have to physically see all 5 pieces. So if anything's covered up, you're eliminated too.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, most of the ones I've been in, you have to pull the little pieces out and put them in a vial.
Yeah, that's time consuming too to have to do all that, and that's why if you're just going for strictly speed and you want to, without because you can lose, you can actually drop another one trying to pick. So
Yeah.
you're losing. You could be a fast panner, but right there you're going to be screwed up because of that.
Lose another 10, 15 seconds just trying to get your little nugget. They're pretty small nuggets in competition too. By the time you get up to the top national, they're down around 50 mesh, pretty small.
Yeah. So you won a panning contest once?
I only know of one that you lost.
That might have been the same one.
I have. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I mean, I was at a gold show. So one of my early gold shows back when I was just getting to know the community right after the gold claw had been created. And I asked the people there, I said, hey, can I use my pan? And they, after watching my pan for a couple of shows, they were like, definitely not. You have to use our pan. I'm like, okay. And Jack was there and he's like, oh yeah, I know how to do these competitions. And he gave me some of his tips. And everything you said made perfect sense with what I understand about separating gold, because I'd never competed for speed. And sure enough, once we all got through and ran our times, somehow I ended up the winner of that competition.
You did. You beat me.
It was my one and only. And after that, they banned me. They said I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's what Kevin kept trying to say to me every time I'd come in there. He used to say that, don't, Jack, come on, throw it, or something. One time they glued the nuggets in there.
I remember that one.
I couldn't get them out. Yeah,
that was good.
Start screwing around. One time they didn't put the nuggets in, so I thought I lost them all, and it was all that was
deserve all that.
They were all fun, that was
you go
fun.
in there and smoke everybody.
Yeah,
they're good sports. It was fun. The real reason I've never done it again. I'm sure they'd let me do it again, but I'm terrified of losing my title. That will beat me again.
Well, you know what? I've lost it a lot more times than I've ever won it. So,
well, I'll have to maybe try it again sometime. I didn't know the nugget would be so big, or I would have probably gone a lot faster. I thought it was a little teeny 50 mesh thing, and it was this big, massive pea-sized nugget. I'm like, what the heck? Why did I go so slow?
Well, in the Riffle Gold Pan, because once you got everything under water and classified down, and that gold's going to go down, and basically when everything is the same size and material, all that sand, and then you got your nuggets in there in that sand, them nuggets are going right to the bottom quick. Then you got riffles on that gold pan. Man, you get those things under that riffle, you can just dump all that other stuff right off out of it.
I have no doubt. If I was to do that in a gold claw, it would the first second, the gold's on the bottom. After that, it's just getting the dirt out. And so just how fast can you pour that dirt without losing your gold from the riffle? And that would be another second or two. So you should be able to do it pretty quick in a gold claw. But even in a normal riffle pan, probably.
You don't have to classify using the gold claw. You can just use all types of rock in that there. What's the biggest piece of gold that will actually stick in there without rolling out, like a big nugget?
Every size. Baseball. Baseball doesn't matter.
Baseball will stay in there?
Yeah. So what happens is the gold's going to go down. No matter what's in there, the gold's going to go down no matter what size it is. And you're immediately going to hear it down in those big riffles. And as you're shaking and it's thinning down as the material moves out, the gold, if it's baseball size or golf ball size or whatever, half inch, it's going to start sticking up, but it's still going to be right on the bottom of that riffle. It'll stay right in there.
Wow. I would have thought it would have rolled right over there.
Well, on the back side here with these really small riffles, you can get a big one like a golf ball size to roll over those, but you're not going to start with that. You're going to start like this, flatter, and you're going to hear it right in that riffle. It's that big. And so you're going to you're gonna stop and go, whoa, I've got something big in there. Let's see what that is, and you're gonna pull it out.
So, how come being out there in Utah? I see Brad in there. Brad, how come you don't go out to the Utah Treasure Hunters Rendezvous thing? Set up a booth or something.
I think I've been to that a couple times.
That was Moon Lake. I used to be up in Moon Lake, wherever that is. Edge River. Where was it at, Brad? River
I've
Mont.
been to one that's in Salt Lake. Haven't been up to anything in Moon Lake.
Yeah, this one's in Moon Lake where they do they talked about all types of stuff. But last year,
I probably just didn't know about it.
last year Fisher was there giving away metal detectors and stuff like that. But they've got
Tim
vendors.
Fisher?
Huh?
Tim Fisher was up there? Or
No.
Fisher, the company.
Metal detectors, guys. They were giving away metal detectors and giving demonstrations and stuff like that. But so it's in August this year, I guess, August 16th, I think, or something like. But this year it's in Duchesne. So,
Duchesne, what? Utah?
yeah,
I don't know where Duchesne is. I'll have to go.
it's down south. of
If
you.
I'm not traveling, I'll go. I travel a lot.
It's over by Heber. You go up through Heber and Duchesne up in that area.
Yeah, I know where Heber is. So Duchesne.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
that name
Tim
rings a
Fisher.
bell.
Tim Fisher's here now. The man of the hour.
Duchesne, Utah.
So did you see Mark Nye's question?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's clear out there. Wow. Heading towards Vernal.
Do you see it now?
Yeah, Vernal. Okay. Mark Nye. Do you have a seat? Oh,
Do you have to season a gold claw? So seasoning is where you take what would happen over multiple seasons of use and accelerate that process so that you can begin panning with it seasoned. So some people, to season it, will put gravel in a pan and move it around. Some people will take sandpaper. And the idea is if you rough the surface up, then those little grooves, little teeny micro grooves, will help hold on to the fine gold. And that's important if you're washing like you do in a round pan. So that washing motion can float the gold out, and those little micro grooves help to hold on to it. They don't guarantee it, but they help a lot, especially when you're down to the very end of your pan and you're trying to do, when it's really getting thin, that it helps hold that gold because that gold gets really exposed to the surface of the water. And when the surface of the water touches fine or flat gold, it'll float that gold. It'll move it right out. Or it'll just kick it so that it starts to move around and gets caught up in the flow as you're washing. So in a round pan, you need to season it. You really should season it. But in a gold cloth pan, it does not use those principles to separate gold. And the grooves that are already built in it, you do not need to season it. Not at all. You can if you want. It won't hurt it. But you do not need to season it.
you don't have to.
You do not. That's probably the most asked question I get is, do you have to season a gold claw? And you do not.
Best pans on the planet, Tim says. Hello, Steve. Tim Fisher. We were just talking about you.
Fisher's here?
Yeah.
Excellent.
He heard you were going to be here, so he's.
That's excellent. I'm going to have to talk a little bit about Tim Fisher. Let me segue. I don't see him. Where is he? It's in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's telling you the best pans on the market right there.
I'm on YouTube. Is that the right chat?
Yeah.
Or is there another one?
Oh no, he's in. Well, you should. He's on logged on the Facebook chat.
Comments. Here we go. I see it. Okay, excellent. Check it out. Well, let me talk about Tim for a little bit. I just had one of my favorite trips I've done all year in multiple years. I had another really fun trip out in California. That was a good one. But this one to Tim's, that is a unique area. I had no idea how much gold there is in North Carolina. I also had no idea how gooey the clay was out there. Oh my goodness. I can see why there's still a lot of gold in the ground. You get out in that gooey clay and it's messy. I mean, normally you take a little bit of clay, you break it up in the water, you swish it around a little bit and you're done. You've disarticulated all the gold from the clay, but not there, man. It's like when you eat peanut butter and you don't got milk. It's just stuck. And so, man, we were washing and it would take quite a bit longer to finally get that clay washed out enough you could disarticulate it and pan it. But what a great time we had out there. I mean, first of all, the gold is incredible. And secondly, he's got the neatest things out there. He's got this barge that apparently when he bought the land, there was these little fence posts sticking out of the ground. And nobody knew the barge was under those fence posts. And so he started digging in there to see what was going on. And lo and behold, this old dredge was down underneath the dirt. And so they've been digging that dredge out, and they've got it to where you can see the whole top side of the dredge, and they've rebuilt the part that goes up, and you can get inside of it, and it's got heaters and everything. We were out there during the cold, and it's just fantastic out there. I am definitely going back. I'm not done. I got like halfway through a prospecting, basically a sanity test prospecting episode, and I need to go back and finish. So Tim's saying he just bought a gold mine out there. I'm so jealous.
Yeah,
he says,
right next to that.
He says you need to come on back, and I will. I plan on it. In fact, I think he says this is Turkey month, but the month after, if I can, I'm going to go out there. Should have gone out this month.
We should all go out to Tim's place. Everybody.
Absolutely. He's got a camp out there. You can go out there and get on one of his campsites, kind of like yours, Jack, where you can go out and camp on your site and pan gold. He's got a nice little camp, and that North Carolina gold is incredible.
I've been in North Carolina. I haven't been to his place, but I've been in North Carolina. Where were we at, Lise?
Oh, where were we? What the hell?
What's the name of that town?
By Vane Mountain. I don't know.
So, Tim, where is, I mean, all I can think of is Nashville, North Carolina. But I don't think that's, well, I'll let Tim tell you how close he wants you.
I thought it was Lodi or yeah, I forget what the name of that was, where we were at out there. Nebo, that's where we were. Nebo, wherever Nebo's at.
Eastern North Carolina. Nash? I thought it was Nashville. Not to be confused with
Nashville in Tennessee.
No, that's I think it's the same name, just in North Carolina.
Nash.
Yeah, that says Nashco. That doesn't sound right. Maybe it is. Nash County, maybe?
Oh, Nash County,
North Carolina. Nash County.
Eastern. The most eastern gold mine in the U.S. Where was the first gold mine? Where was the first gold rush discovery in the United States?
Tim Fisher's house, I think.
Where was the first gold rush discovered in the United States?
Well, it was in North Carolina, wasn't it?
Yes. What year?
1952. I have no idea.
Sooner. Tim's got it. Reed's Farm. 1799. First gold rush in the United States.
Reed Gold Mine. Yeah, that was impressive out there. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The amount of gold, but that clay, oh man, I'm still traumatized by it. I never bothered to even clean my shoes. They're still sitting in there just taunting me. They're just caked with clay. 1864.
No, that can't be right.
Oh,
Gotta be a guess.
That can't be right. That's after the gold rush in California.
Throwing out numbers. No contest there.
Oh,
You know, that's
where's the
something
nugget
we're
train
talking
for
about.
this 1942?
The what?
Something worth mentioning, because we're brought up all that clay, is you got to separate washing from panning, washing from separation. Washing is an important part of it if there's clay or different types of organics in there. You have to first wash your clay, and if there's clay in your dirt, even in a gold claw, you're going to have to first scrub, like put your fingers in there and swoosh them around and break up that clay until all the gold that's attached to any particle of clay is broken off. Then you can pan it as you normally would. Oh, he says, I thought you said the first gold rush.
Well, the first gold rush in California was 1848. That was the 49ers. James Marshall, January 24th.
Whose middle name started with a W.
Well, we know all that type of stuff, you know. We went to Gold Miners University.
Yeah.
That gold claw gets the gold. Yes, it does. Yeah, I always take a gold claw no matter where I go. That's kind of why I fell in love with this pocket band. You can't see that because of my blue screen filter. I'm going to just turn that off for a minute.
Put it in front of something else.
Let's see here. Let's go like that. All right. Now you can see it.
I like
So,
that, man. I like that blue color.
Yeah, this blue color is the most popular, and it also shows the gold the best of all the
It's
colors.
beautiful. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It shows the gold the best, and it's just a great color. But I take this one with me everywhere. And funny story is, I did not want to make this pan for a long time, and all I had was at that point was this middle-sized pan. And I'm thinking, well, it's probably time to make a bigger pan. And I kept getting people saying, well, I want to be able to take it around with me. I want a pocket-sized one. And I'm just like, well, I can't imagine why a pocket-sized one would be even useful. You know, I want more dirt, not less. But I had so many people ask for it that I finally built it. I decided to go ahead and make it. And this has actually become one of my favorite pans now. And the reason why is because it actually catches the gold as good as any of the other pans. But I could put that in I travel a lot, so my laptop bag, in my suitcase, and it literally fits right in your pocket. And so I just love that I never have to go without a pocket pan, without a pan. So I've fallen in love with that little guy right there. So that's my travel buddy.
Lisa says she's got to go.
I do.
Okay, say good night, Lisa.
Good night, Lisa.
Good night, Lisa.
Good night. Nice
Good
to
to
see you,
for a
Clint.
while. Yeah. It's been a while.
Hasta la vista. Get out of there. You're gone. You're history. Okay. We'll just kick her right on out. Orlando, Olivia. People from all over the world, man, popping in here. So, yeah, Lisa's back there in New Jersey. And, yeah, so she's on a different schedule than what we are. Do you got snow, Clint? Where you at? Did it
No,
snow?
it's all gone. Up in the mountains, yeah, but no, not down at where I live.
It's cold here. I know that.
It's a little cold here. That's why I've got my jacket on. This is what my kids got me for Christmas. I love it.
I should have a heater on, but I put it away already because we warmed up. That is a cool jacket.
I love it. It's just right. It's light enough that it's comfortable, but keeps me warm, and it looks great. They did.
Yeah, I wanted one of them black shirts that you had.
Oh yeah, with the long sleeve ones with the gold claw down the sleeve. Those were cool.
Yeah, I wanted one of those black shirts. I was supposed to get one time. With you and Ken.
I ran out, and I have not made shirts again. Should I do more shirts?
You should.
I made a few more hats, though. Didn't I get you some hats?
No.
I got some over to Tim Fisher, I believe.
Yeah. No, I don't have no hats. I need some of them. I want one of them black shirts though. They look really cool.
They were
Remember when
really.
we had the meeting with you and Ken?
Yep.
And I was going to get a black shirt. I was going to get
That was a long time ago.
a whole setup backdrop and yeah.
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 The reason I don't make, I just, it's really hard to keep inventory of stuff and to manage it. And I have, ever since COVID, I scaled back quite a bit to a skeleton crew to keep things going. And people just keep still wanting Gold Claw. But I try not to overburden them with extra stuff.
But so what happens when you can't, when you know, like because the GPA don't do shows anymore, and I know some of the people still go, you know, to like they come out here to the Quartzsite show, you know, the gold show out here every year.
That's around
Valentine's Day. This one's around here, but they go around some of the other places to some of the gold shows.
Yeah, there's shows around, but I haven't been. I almost don't want to open that can of worms. That I am tainted. Good question. I'll answer that in a second. I'll finish this thought. California, I don't know if I'll get in trouble or not for this, but I swear they are legalized mafia. They have come after me for a gold show I went to years and years and years ago. And then I went to a second one. And they have just chased me down. And luckily I had a lawyer, a tax savvy lawyer, and had them look that thing over. And they said there is no legal precedent for them to be chasing me down. And they just won't stop, and they won't stop. I think they figure they're going to bully you until you pay them to get them to go away. And I've done a lot of research, and it turns out they've been shaking down a lot of people outside of California because they apparently are used to a lot of money, and a lot of people are moving out. And so they're starting to shake people down that left California or that have ever touched California. And so that's what was happening for me. So, man, I was done with shows at that point until I could figure it out. But as far as I can tell, they're still chasing me. I just haven't heard from them in a year or so.
No, they'll give up.
Oh, I'll figure it out again. But man, I am tainted. All right, which Gold Claw pan would you use for dry panning? It would be this one, the big one. This is one of my special pans that's got artwork in it. But this one, to me, is by far the best dry panning, and it's because these ridges in here are so massive. When you're dry panning, you still have to get the material into a state of liquefaction. And it's hard to do when there's no water in there. Because that buoyancy and the surface tension, it breaks down surface tension. That water helps a lot. But when you're doing it with just dry material, you've got to put a lot of energy into that to get it to go into a state of liquefaction. And so those bigger ridges help compensate for the fact that you're putting too much energy in it, and that gold really wants to bounce around. You're going to lose some gold when you dry pan. There's just no way around it. One, because how aggressively you have to move it, but also because you can't break down the surface tension. Any super fine gold is going to cling to different types of material, and you're going to end up losing some of it. So I like the massive ridges in here for dry panning. But honestly, all three of them work really well for dry panning. They're all great. I don't have a problem using any of them.
So Boris says, he asked me what was expect when you put those gold pieces on the railroad tracks. What did you expect to see, or what did you think? Oh, that was a couple of years ago. I was smashing pennies on the railroad tracks. And so I wanted to see what would happen if I put a gold nugget on the railroad track. So I taped down a gold nugget on the railroad tracks, and it literally melted it, turned it to leaf gold, and it was stuck to the railroad track. I couldn't get it off the railroad track. It stuck, but it was just like leaf gold.
Are you surprised? The top of that track has little pores in it, and you just ran over that with 1,000 wheels.
Yeah, yeah, I lost part of it too, but yeah.
Why didn't you reach in and pull it out after the first wheel?
Oh yeah, yeah, reach in there, yeah. No, they got railroad police. They if they see you around the railroad tracks, they call, and then the railroad police come out because you're not supposed to be around the tracks playing. They don't like that.
No, it's not good. People put stuff out there that'll derail. That's funny.
Is he in Brazil?
So, Panama Prospector. He's asking about, does that one have snake ridges on the sides? So let me talk about that for a little bit. This is a myth. And it's a myth. If you're needing these ridges, it means you're panning wrong. So if you look at the edge here, the big pan has these fins on the side. You can see that, right? Can you see those fins?
Yeah.
Okay. If I bring the pocket pan out, where'd I put that? If you look at the pocket pan, it also has those ridges on the side. Okay. If you look at the original pan, it does not have those ridges on the side.
Oh.
And a lot of people ask for those. And so here's what happens when you pile all your material in here and you start shaking side to side. If you're doing big sloshy motions, then you're going to get a lot of stuff kicking out these sides. Big sloshy motions. So that immediately tells you that you're shaking it too wide. And as soon as you do your smaller shaking motions, anything that's heavy is going to within the first couple seconds, it's going to be right here. That's the only place it's going to be. So these sides actually cut through the water better without those ridges on the side and cause less disruption on the process. So it's better to not have those. But they're so far out here, it doesn't really disrupt it enough to worry about it. And everybody wanted them. So on the next two pans, I put them in there. But you actually don't need them. I only put them in there to make people feel better. But as soon as they pan right, it's actually better without them.
Interesting. I haven't used
really bad ones, so I put them in, and it doesn't really hurt anything. So
I haven't used a gold claw in a while. I have to. I seem to get away from, you just grab a pan and, yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest mistakes people make are shaking it too wide, taking it out of the water, not tilting it far enough so they leave too much material in when they finish. Those are probably the biggest things. Probably the one thing people can do to improve their gold claw panning is shorter, faster shaking. They can be pretty aggressive, just shorter and faster.
What is it? Dip and swirl, or dip and what is it?
Yeah, dip and swirl is round pan, and this is shake and tilt.
Shake and tilt. That's what it is. Shake and tilt. Shake and bake, baby. It's shake and tilt.
Go watch those videos. Can you show my YouTube video of the big pan? It takes 40 seconds.
I don't know if I can get on there to do that or not. Let me see if I can.
That way, anybody who hasn't seen it in action can know what we're talking about.
I don't know if I could pull that up while I'm on.
And yes, I do have a goldclaw.com website.
Is that where I got to go? I was going to go to gold.
I would go to YouTube and find the 5 gallons and 40 seconds video.
Gold claw. There's gold claw, gold pan, gold claw. Let's just go to gold claw. And there you are. Is it 5 gallons and 40 seconds? There it is right there.
That one right there.
Okay, so let's see, skip video. But you can't see that, can you?
I see us on YouTube.
Uh-oh, now where'd I go? Where did I go? I lost me. Where am I at?
I still see you.
Oh, there I am. Okay. So on my other, I've got it. I don't know how I can bring that in to play. Let's
It
see.
doesn't. Is that present button the way you do it?
Where?
There's a present button. Should I try it on my side or would that break things?
Oh, present right there. Okay, let's see. Extra camera. Let me bring in an extra. See what you get by upgrading. Oh, I got an upgrade for an extra camera. I guess I don't upgrade for that camera. Video
Not a
file,
share screen, huh?
slides or PDFs, extra camera, video file, share screen. What's share screen?
Maybe you have to have it downloaded or something.
I think that's what I've got to do.
All
It's
right.
on another tab. I have another open tab, but
I guess if people want to see it, they can just go to either YouTube and go to Gold Claw. They can see the 5 gallons and 40 seconds there. Or they can go to my website, and that's the video I feature on that. Then they can see it in action.
copy video URL. That probably won't help me. Copy video URL. Let's see. Add background. Add video clips. What if I could? No, I'd have to download it.
My presenter gives me the option to share screen.
Can you do it?
I'm going to try it. I don't know if you can see my screen or not. Oh, here we go. Let me try sharing a window, Gold Claw YouTube. Let me share just that window.
Okay, I see it. Okay, add to the.
All right. Now, I don't know how the sound's going to work out, but let's just try it.
Okay, bring it up loud, bigger.
I lost it.
No,
this one's good too, but I want, here it is right here. All right. You probably have, can you hear that?
It holds an amazing material, and there's some gold in it. I just want to show you how fast this can be.
I even lost a lot of time right there. See how tight my shaking motion is there.
Just like that. Have your gold. I just put half this 5.
So I don't know if you saw that or not. Did that work out?
Yeah. Saw it and heard it.
Okay. Excellent.
So I'm going to, let's see, remove there. There we are there. Okay. So I don't need it on my other.
Okay, well, now we know how to do that. That's cool.
Wonder why I can't do that.
I just click that present at the bottom and it says share screen.
But see, when I go on there, share screen, it tells me sharing monitors, share screen.
Share screen.
Oh, well, I'm wondering why the first time I did it, it said to YouTube, it said to upgrade my plan. Let's see.
They want your money.
Yeah.
You gotta shake you down.
I'm going to try something here. That would be pretty cool to be able to do that.
Try it on that other video that says 30 seconds. No, what's it say?
No, I'm just going to try something here. Let's see. So if I go back to
Gold
present,
claw in 30 seconds. Gold claw, gold in 30
then you go
seconds.
to shared screen. Okay, share screen. See, now I get this tab. Chrome. Huh. Entire screen. Anyways, another time, I don't know how to do that. Wow. Okay. Works easier for you than I guess for me.
It was
Okay.
pretty easy. I had to select whether I wanted a window or if I wanted my full screen.
What? With just snowing in Kingman? Don't give me that. Look good. That was 5 gallons of material.
Yeah, that was 5 gallons. So I had put the first half of the bucket in to start.
I'm putting you on
Had that
solar.
out.
I'm
and then
putting you on solar while I run out here a second. It's all you.
All right. All right. Well, while you're gone, I'm going to explain one of the benefits of the larger pan. So this one right here, this big one, it holds about 3 gallons worth of material in it. And one of the reasons we made it is because a lot of people were panning pretty fast with the original. It seems small, which is nice because it's easy on your wrists. It's easy to carry around, fits in a backpack, fits in a 5-gallon jug or bucket, I mean. So it's easy to pan, and people were able to pan pretty quick with it. Each pan, let's see here, you could go through a 5-gallon bucket in about, I think it was 7.5 minutes, if I remember right, which is pretty fast. But when people really want to get a lot of gold, if that's your goal, you have to go through a lot of dirt. And some of the options are high banker or a sluice, some kind of a sluicing system. That's typically what people go for. And so if you do that, you're going to have to haul that sluice up to the river. And once you get there, you got to set it up. And then you got to fill your buckets full of material, and then you got to classify it. It works best if you classify. Some of those high bankers are designed to work without it, but then you're going to start losing more material. And going back to the basics, all these sluices use moving water, so your fine and flat gold are going to get away. But you set it up, you finally classify your material, you start running it through your sluice or your high banker, then you finally get through all your buckets, and now you've got to go through and clean that dang thing up. You got to do the cleanup. Clean that up, get it into a pan, and now you're finally panning your final material and you're down to your gold. It's quite a process. Where if you bring up one of these, then in the 40 seconds you saw on the screen, it takes you to fill your first bucket. You've already panned it and you're down to your gold. And so you skip the hassle of carrying all that stuff up, setting it up, running it, cleaning it, tearing it down, carrying it all the way back. Instead, you just run material, and you run it actually faster than you can when you sluice it. So I think some people, once they're set up and they have a really good setup, you could probably run pretty fast with a high banker type system. And even with a decent sluice with a lot of water, you can get a lot going, but it's just all that pain and that you avoid, and all you have is the simple pan. And the beauty of the pan, as well, as sometimes if you're in a place that's hands and pans only, you can only do it with a pan. So basically, we had to make it because there's an alternative to sluicing and starting to get higher production that's way simpler, way cheaper, and frankly, it catches gold better.
What about with black sands? If you got, like a lot of black sand?
Yep, black sands, you just got to shake it. Short shaking strokes and fast. You do that, it goes right through the black sand as well. Well, if you shake it slow with black sand, the black sand will just sit on the bottom. You got to get it to a state of liquefaction, and black sands are harder, and so you got to take a little more time, shake it. What I do when I'm panning out my heavies, which is the last part, which is the black sands, I'll start. Let me get my other pan here. So I'll start. I usually do my last little bit in this pan, and and that's just when I'm dealing with the harder, more heavier black materials. But you'll start pretty sloshy just to get it liquefied, and then you bring it to your short shaking motion. Once it's in a state of liquefaction, it'll typically stay there. And then you can get that black sand to move on out, and does a much better job of not. That black sand does try to pull the gold with it. There's a lot of natural tension in there with gold. And so you got to be very careful. And I would do resets too. When I'm doing heavy black sands, I'll do it vigorously, get it liquefied, and then I'll go to small shaking motions and remove a good portion of it. And then I'll reverse it back in the pan, shake it back in, and reset it. So if any black sand is starting to pull it into these ridges, I can reset that back into the pan and repeat the process until I'm down to nothing.
Nothing.
Down to no black sands, all gold.
So have you ever been out on that lake that you're nearby fishing?
Salt Lake?
No, your other lake.
I was about to make fun of you.
The reservoir there.
Yeah. Willard Bay. It's great.
Bay. That's
it's
right.
awesome.
I used to go catch crappies there.
Yeah, that place is great. That's when I look out my front door, I look right into the bay. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So we go fishing, we go water skiing there. We just go riding our bikes around it.
So
we
you
go there
live nearby Willard Bay?
What's that?
You live nearby Willard Bay?
Right over it. I look right at it. It's perfect. And then the backyard is all mountains. It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's beautiful.
You must have a nice house.
I like my house. what are you saying, Jack? You've been here.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
It's a fun house. I love it.
So let me ask you this question. Are you having any problems with your Tesla? With people out there wanting to vandalize and stuff like that? These cars?
Not even a hint of it. So I don't know where it's all happening, but it's not happening here in Willard, Utah.
California, I guess, and back east. I don't know where all some of these
high tension areas apparently. But yeah,
I can't say I did drive your Tesla car.
That's right. Anybody who comes visits gets to drive it.
Yeah.
What's the use of having something fun if you don't let people have fun in it?
Well, all I remember is the G-force of that thing that put you back into your seat.
Yeah, it is a roller coaster ride, and it never gets old.
Yeah. So you still take it around town?
Yeah, every day. I don't go anywhere unless I'm in that thing. I love it. So what can I use for cleanup? So I personally use whatever I'm using. So if I'm out on a river, I use the big one. If I'm in heavier, messy black sands, then I'll do my very final piece of the cleanup in the mid-sized one. The mid-sized one is really great for that last cup or two of material. The original.
So I'm moving to Kingman, so I'll be closer to you. I'll be closer to Salt Lake. I'm closer to Vegas then.
Yeah, I think have you taken me to one of your Kingman sites?
Meadview.
I remember right. I think
Meadview.
That was Meadview.
Yeah, we were up in Meadview.
I'm pretty sure I stopped at your Kingman site too. If I remember right.
I'm looking to buy a house in Kingman, or I bought a house in Kingman. I don't close until a couple weeks from now, but I bought a house in Kingman. So I will be closer to the Meadview claims. I'll be closer to Salt Lake, closer to Vegas, closer to down here, and I'm just right there off of 40.
So which are the claims that are south of that reservoir?
Lake Mead.
That was Lake Mead. And then the ones that were, I don't know, 20, 50 miles west, those were Meadview as well?
Well, no, the ones from Meadview are just. No, you're talking about the ones from out here when you had to climb that hill.
Yeah,
That's up there. That area is where that over-ounce nugget was found yesterday.
that's where they found it.
That's where they found it at in that wash coming off of that major hill. There's been a lot of gold pulled off of that wash right there, and on that hillside. That's where that's just above here.
Oh, cool.
Darrell Lane, hello.
Are we gonna do any? Have you already done your giveaways for the week?
No, I just did my will thing that I do once every few months. I just did that. But that's no giveaways. That's a will where they buy spots. And when I move to Kingman, we'll be going mining in Vegas, Laughlin, Meadview. Yes, I'll be closer to Meadview area. And there's claims around Kingman that I'll end up picking up around there too.
I see Panama asked again if you need to season it, and the short answer is no. You do not. Not in a gold claw. You do in a round pan, but not in a gold claw.
Does Steve Collier know where the claims are around Kingman, where we got to go to find the gold? Somebody said they were finding gold south of Kingman, someplace around there. And I know going down Ontario, there's some mines down there. I don't know if you've ever played down around in there or not, but I guess I'm going to be exploring again. So I have to come to Utah. I told my dad I would come out to Utah probably in August. I have to come out there. They don't live in that house anymore because, where you came out in the house there, they sold that house. My mom's passed away since then. And so dad's in a retirement home. So I said, they're out in South Jordan, or he's out in South Jordan. But I said I'd come out this August when I go out.
Well, you should let me know when you're in town. Maybe you can hook up and get a Big Mac or something.
We will have to do that. Yes, we will plan to do that. You zip around in your Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I remember when I was at the house there, you say, "Oh, I'll come and bring you some pants." And I say, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, I'm in my Tesla. That thing goes like 100 miles an hour. I'll be there tomorrow." Hello. Oh, I'm outside right now. Oh, okay.
That never happened.
Wasn't that fast, huh?
No.
It was fast, but not that fast. Are these release oils from productions that need cleaned out? That's the seasoning.
Yeah, that's similar to seasoning. When you're dipping your pan in and out of the water, that oil makes the gold pop out even more. And because you're not doing that in a gold clay, you don't have to worry about those oils. If you want to wash the oils out, sure, go ahead. But it's just not the risk that it is in a round pan. So, and the mold release on these pans is basically non-existent. So short answer there is don't worry about oils or anything. Just pull them out of the bag and start panning.
Pan, shake and tilt.
Shake and tilt. Just shake and tilt.
Okay. Are you getting close to your bedtime?
Well, I've got my April Fool's party going on out there.
Oh, well, you need to go back to that.
They're still partying, yeah.
Okay, we went over the time what I said. So, okay, we'll let you go back to your April Fool's party, And so, will you still keep the claims? And I'll still keep all the claims that we've got, Steve. Yes, Vicksburg claims. All of these are all still intact, and I'll just add from that point on. So, anyways, Clint, hey, we appreciate you stopping by, talking to us, helping us out.
It's my pleasure.
And
great to say hi again.
It's nice to see you. So glad that you're still doing well, functioning. I'm looking for an
Thank
outro.
you. Good to see you again, Jack, and all your people out there.
Looking for an outro song here, an ending song, end song. What's end song? There's open song. There's an end song. Okay. All right, Clint. Appreciate you, man. Take care. Much success. And anybody needs a Gold Claw pen, they got to go where?
Goldclaw.com.
Goldclaw.com. Go to goldclaw.com. Pick up your gold pans. They make excellent gifts. Christmas is coming up around the corner, so get them while you can now before they disappear. All right, Clint. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you, man.
All right. Good night.
Okay, good night. All right. So thanks again. You guys all take care. Appreciate all you guys. And we will catch you guys down the road. So you guys all be safe. Stay out of trouble.
Jack's got a shovel and a dream in his hands, staking claims neath the hot desert sand, chasing the glimmer of gold in the sun. Every hill climbed, it's a battle, but he's won. With friends beside him, he's never alone. Through valleys and mountains, they've made it their home. Treasure comes in the memories we make, in the laughter and stories our friendships create. Gold might be pretty, but it's nothing compared to the joy in the journey, the love that we share. They ride the ATV through the wide open plains, laughing and shouting, forgetting the pains. The wind on their faces, a taste of pure freedom. In the heart of Arizona, they know they'll beat them. Life's a wild ride, they shout out so bold. Jack says you never slow down, you never grow. Treasure comes in the memories we make, in the laughter and stories our friendships create. Gold might be pretty, but it's nothing compared to the joy in the journey, the love that we share. Lots of hills ride, they shout out so bold. Jack says you never slow down, you never grow. Treasure comes in the memories we make, in the laughter and stories our friendships create. Gold might be pretty, but it's nothing compared to the joy in the journey, the love that we share. So here's to the gold in the lives that we hold. Jack's got his friends, and that's worth more than gold.